The new Obi-Wan Kenobi series was a treat. We loved watching our favorite Jedi return to the world of the living for some kick-ass action. And we all know the internet always wants more and more. There have been talks about McGregor joining the MCU franchise, but the actor isn't on board with this idea yet. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about McGregor's reason for not joining the MCU. First off, should McGregor be over the moon to join the MCU universe? Franchise film production is currently the core of Hollywood, and if anybody has experience in this field, it's Ewan McGregor. The Scottish actor first appeared in the Star Wars galaxy more than 20 years ago, playing the beloved Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. He also made an entrance in the DC world, appearing as Roman Sionis, the film's antagonist, in the Margot Robbie-starred Birds of Prey. To conclude the major three, it's clear that the next thing to do is enter the Marvel Cinematic Universe. On that subject, Ewan McGregor clarified the situation during a Fan Expo Boston panel. He made it plain that he wasn't rushing to land a job in the MCU, but he didn't rule out the idea when speaking with Liam Crowley of comicbook.com. Despite the possibility of a unique adventure, the 51-year-old actor is unsure of whether he wants to become a part of yet another successful movie franchise. Although he said that he isn't against the idea and might be open to it in the future, he just doesn't feel that excitement and drive to join the MCU right now. Our star is strongly connected to the Jedi inside him and definitely wants to continue playing the role further. But does our star really need this role? Should joining the MCU be his next move? The MCU's version of the galaxy is one that may possibly rival a great, powerful galaxy if there ever was one. Disney Marvel Studios is perhaps the most successful corporation in the world entertainment sector thanks to its consistent hiring of top talent, critically praised track record, and dominance on both large and small screens. After all, we can agree that MCU has never failed us. The ups and downs have been there, no doubt, but all of us proudly hold our heroes close to our hearts. Given his status as an A-lister, McGregor can effectively work on anything and with anybody he wants. McGregor seems satisfied on Tatooine for the time being, though Marvel CEO Kevin Feige might one day confront him with the ideal character and tale in the MCU. The best part of Obi-Wan Kenobi, like George Lucas's Star Wars prequel trilogy, is Ewan McGregor's performance. McGregor established himself as the ultimate portrayal of the Jedi Master and was overjoyed at returning to Star Wars, just as much as we were. Although Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Star Wars story, is listed as a limited series on Disney+, McGregor has provided an encouraging update on a potential Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. In addition to the actor's desire to play the same character again, Disney and Lucasfilm also seem to be waiting before approving a sequel. It's unlikely that McGregor will have time to travel around the MCU's multiverse very soon if he continues to use the Force. Now, can we imagine our Jedi Master as an MCU superhero? Just say, this sounds crazy. We've always thought of Ewan McGregor as our Jedi, Obi-Wan, for as long as we know. Seeing him in another role would be like changing the laws of the universe. No wonder the actor isn't dancing in joy about this role. He's reported to have said in an interview that he doesn't see himself as a superhero, which is understandable, and isn't actively looking for a role in the MCU now. The MCU isn't the only thing that McGregor from Star Wars has little interest in. The actor who portrayed Finn in the Star Wars prequel trilogy, John Boyega, announced he was leaving Disney's media conglomerate. The actor admitted he was still looking for roles, especially in independent movies that include new creative ideas, since he's aware that it's pretty hard to match Iron Man in that realm. Unlike McGregor and Boyega, the Mandalorian actor Giancarlo Esposito earlier asserted that Star Wars and the Marvel Cinematic Universe were alike and that both series followed Joseph Campbell's framework of the monomyth, also known as the hero's journey. He went on to say that he has talked with Marvel Studios and that he was even searching for a role in the MCU's X-Men. According to him, there has been discussions of Magneto, Dr. Freeze, and also Professor X. Finally, it's safe to say we can expect a Season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi before McGregor makes a decision to jump into the MCU. Given that appearing in an MCU picture typically generates a lot of buzz, it makes it understandable that McGregor didn't want to immediately say no. Even Jamie Lee Curtis, who has been quite scathing of recent film standards from the studio, indicated she would consider a Marvel movie offer. It goes without saying that we shouldn't be too shocked if we encounter Ewan McGregor in Thor 5 as Balder the Brave. So, can we expect the second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi before any MCU appearance by the Jedi Master? There's a good chance that many of us are expecting an Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 at a certain time before Ewan McGregor releases some kind of statement about being in the MCU realm. Although Obi-Wan Kenobi's conclusion may be viewed as the end of the popular Disney Plus series, it left so many questions unanswered that a second season appears possible. A second season is rumored to be in the planning, and McGregor has expressed interest in carrying on Obi-Wan's narrative following the Season 1 end. Though it's not like Disney Plus is short on Star Wars stuff at the moment, hopefully we'll hear more about this soon. In the past few days, She-Hulk has become available on Disney Plus for all of us MCU fans to watch. We'll love the concert as long as we don't anticipate seeing Spider-Man or Ewan McGregor there. And now for some other related news. First off, it has been announced that the Star Wars Jedi books will fill the gap between games. games. In advance of the release of Survival relatively soon, 2 brand new books based in the Star Wars Jedi video game universe have been released, helping us guess when the game could be released. Sam Magg's original book, Star Wars Jedi Battle Scars, will be published next year, according to StarWars.com. In the 5 years between Fallen Order and Survivor, the story brings Cal Kestis and the Mantis crew back into our lives. Maggs doesn't have a lot of experience writing about Star Wars, although she did contribute to IDW's Star Wars Adventures comic book series and had a short tale in the just-published Stories of Jedi and Sith anthology. Before departing the project, she also worked as an author on the Knights of the Old Republic's new adaptation. The other information isn't really shocking. Dark Horse's The Art of Star Wars Jedi Survivor will also be available soon. If you've ever bought an art book, be prepared for a lot of information on concept art, behind-the-scenes production, and other topics. These dates give us a fairly good idea of the release of the game, so we know the wait is almost up. Next up, Sam Heughan, star of Outlander, is considering a leading role in the Days Gone movie being shot at PlayStation Productions. In preparation for another performance, Sony's PlayStation Productions has begun work on a Days Gone highlight film. It seems like PlayStation Productions is announcing a new project every month these days, but that's not always a terrible thing given how diverse Sony's first-party game lineup is. Days Gone, an open-world action-adventure game from 2019, will soon be added to PlayStation Studios' substantial roster of live-action versions. Deadline has discovered Deacon St. John is a previous motorcycle club member who fights to endure against the powers of hopelessness and deformed predatory beings in his search for the long-lost, assumed-dead love of his life, according to Sam Heughan, star of Outlander. The real hook here is that Oscar-nominated writer Sheldon Turner is already committed to writing a script that's being billed as a love letter to motorcycle movies, which is undoubtedly a hook that might sell yet another post-apocalyptic zombie-filled tale. By now, there's no more information available, but given that acting talent has already been connected, it seems that this latest venture has been going unnoticed for a while. Finally, the Knights of the Old Republic reboot developer change appears to have been confirmed by Embracer Group. We learned of potential issues with the impending Knights of the Old Republic reboot a few weeks ago. The same studio reorganization may have been accidentally confirmed by the massive video game and media company Embracer Group. There's a small chance that this troubled project will be a different one because Embracer Group is now the largest shareholder in far too many major video game firms to name here. Despite this, there are few AAA projects presently under development at Embracer that are having problems, and last month there were rumblings that a quick modification had been made to prevent this major cooperation with Lucasfilm Games from failing like several other potential Star Wars video games. Aspire Media's parent company, Embracer-held Saber Interactive, was reportedly taking over the venture with one of its internal development teams, according to rumors. Despite Aspire's excellent remastering and porting work over the years, the Knights of the Old Republic remake, a sizable AAA project with a lot of stress on it, has been filled with uncertainty since it was first revealed. Even if BioWare veterans from the first KOTOR and the Old Republic were hired, perhaps the main studio's combined knowledge for such a project was lacking. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think McGregor should be a part of the MCU? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.